Call the meeting to order. Please rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Just one little announcement tonight. The board would like to acknowledge the passing of Polly McCullough, longtime teacher who retired in 2021. Please keep her family in your prayers. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, will you please take the roll?
Mr. Hoffman. Here. Mr. Hurley.
Here.
Mr. Jurich.
Here.
Mr. Conacher.
Here.
Mr. Lusby. Ms. Metzler.
Here.
Mr. Norris.
Here.
Ms. Prickett. Mr. Zimmerman.
Here.
8 present, 1 absent.
And we'd like to welcome Mr. Hoffman to the table. Congratulations and welcome aboard. Next, approval of minutes of the Facility Committee meeting and work session of April 14, 2025, the Policy Committee meeting, the Finance Committee meeting, and the regular meeting of April 22, 2025, and the Education Committee meeting of April 28, 2025. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Visitors' comments for agenda items only. Visitors' comments? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Presentations or discussions, a budget update.
There really is no update. There's been no changes to the budget presentation that the board approved, the preliminary budget for final acceptance in June. Budget has been advertised as per PA code and will be ready for final acceptance by the board at our June meeting.
Thank you very much. Moving on, information items. The following are voluntary transfers effective with the start of the 2025-2026 school year due to building realignment. Laura Fisher from fourth grade ELA teacher at the OIS to 5th grade ELA teacher at the OIS. Sally Christman from 4th grade math and science teacher at the OES to 5th grade math and science teacher at the OIS. B, the following are involuntary transfers effective with the start of the 2025-2026 school year due to building realignment. Samantha Dash from autistic support teacher at the PLC to learning support teacher at the OIS. Mary Jo Nines from secretary to the principal at the OIS to building secretary at the OHS. Susan Simpson from secretary to the principal at the OES to secretary to the principal at the OIS. Deborah Mattis from building secretary at the OES to building secretary at the OIS. Patricia Ford from instructional assistant at the OHS to instructional assistant at the OMS. Donna Mann from instructional assistant at the OHS to instructional assistant at the OMS. Next, Treasurer's Report, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approved the general fund report for period ending April 30, 2025. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next, the Business Manager's Report. Mr. Domwitz.
Thank you. I'm asking the board to approve the list of bills for payment in the amount of $2,374,084.03.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes. Motion passes. Review of the recommended action items from last week. We covered items A through U with the following change to item A, that we will elect Brian Norris as board treasurer. So thank you, Mr. Norris. Do we need a motion? For A to U, I'm sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. V, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following policies first reading. 317, conduct/disciplinary procedures. Disciplinary. 317.1, educator misconduct. 320, freedom of speech by employees. 718, service animals in school. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. W, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the proposal with Franklin Flooring Incorporated for carpet removal and replacement at the Octorara Intermediate School Library at a cost of $12,600. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. X, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the proposal with Franklin Flooring Incorporated for carpet installation at the Octorara Intermediate School second floor learning nook at a cost of $3,150. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Y, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the quote with Corbett Incorporated for furniture at the Octorara Intermediate School at a cost of $147,194.40. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion?
I think just to note for the public, it was helpful to hear that this isn't just changes or upgrade to existing furniture, but in some cases, maybe many cases, the rooms did not actually have adequate furniture to house these classrooms that were moving over there. So that helped me to know, wanted to pass that along.
Yeah, thank you. We had a lot, we had some empty space, and in both of our buildings.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Z, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the quote with Stolzfus Farm Service Incorporated for the purchase of a Kubota all-terrain vehicle at a cost of $26,135.42. Need a motion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. AA, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the communications/marketing proposal with the Chester County Intermediate Unit to develop a strategic communication plan for the district. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah. Should there be a dollar figure attached to that since there's one in the proposal? Or-
Probably should be.
Yeah.
I would do a not to
Not to
exceed and use
exceed,
the
let's-
higher number.
Yeah.
Because what's the 123?
That would be the total of the plan and the 18 to, yeah. Well, 18, or if you do the full thing, it'd be 22 plus the 3 for this communication plan would be $25,000.
Yeah, so not to exceed.
Plus, then the back where they, to be determined for the communication support to be determined.
So, yeah, so there's, the question will be what print media do we want that's not included?
Yeah.
They will generate it, but it's not going to be the actual printing.
Yeah.
So depending on on how much we want, that would be something that comes after we see the
So
results.
do not to exceed 25 to start?
Mhm. I think, well, so technically, in order to enter it here, probably the best thing is for you to motion to amend the item, and somebody second that, vote on the amendment, and then vote on the item.
Make a motion, we amend the double A to include a not-to-exceed price of $25,000.
Second.
Okay, and then you vote on that motion. Any discussion on the motion?
Any discussion on Mr. Norris's motion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. The amended motion passes.
Amended motion. Now, well, the amendment to the motion, now the motion needs to be voted on as well, technically.
Okay. Any discussion on AA as it stands? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
2. BB, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the service order with Effective School Solutions to provide therapeutic mental health services at the Octorara Primary Learning Center effective May 20, 2025 through June 30, 2027 at a cost of $302,000. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion?
I'll just say that I will be a yes on this because it's just absolutely priority to me to get support to the primary learning center as soon as possible. So given that this is in place and ready to provide them the support that they need, I'm a yes. I just want to note moving forward as we keep contracting out for these mental health services, I just look at it that maybe we have room moving forward to invest in positions that could be, spread between buildings or effectively use our dollars to invest in these positions as a district. But for now, a yes on this.
Thank you, Ms. Metzler. I think you're right. I don't think this is a problem that's going to get smaller for us. And we may, while we see this as a solution for this particular building, we could find ourselves, needing even more as we go. So it's, thank you for your comments. I should also note the amount of 302. There's a $5,000 startup, so it's 307. Actually, there's a $5,000 startup cost that initiates for the first year, so the actual number is 307.
And to clarify, that's for the 2-year agreement, correct?
Yes, but it's roughly a little over what is that, 151 each year. Which there was some discussion the last time we met on this. An employee, that's the ballpark figure of a teacher as well, until you get salary and benefits and PSERS and FICA. Our cost, if it's a first-year teacher, it can be as low as 120 or 130 if they come in with any kind of experience, or so it's commensurate to us hiring a teacher, just for comparison purposes.
Good discussion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. CC, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the proposal with Devapar Consulting for student services and special education review at a cost not to exceed $18,760. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. DD, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following bus driver for Old House Transportation for the 2024-2025 school year. Teresa Yoder, school vehicle driver. Need a motion? Second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. EE, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Miss Madison Eschbach as a mathematics teacher at the Octorara Area High School effective August 12, 2025, pending completion of employee-related documents required by law and the district. Miss Eschbach's salary will be $60,729, which is step 15 to max of the bachelor's scale. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. FF, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Mr. Kyle Gebhardt as an eighth grade mathematics teacher at the Octorara Middle School effective August 12, 2025, pending completion of employee-related documents required by law and the district. Mr. Gebhardt's salary will be $60,229, which is step 17 to max of the bachelor's scale. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to reiterate that our early retirement incentive that we put in place has helped us in this process. We're, as I said last week, we are continuing to encounter candidates that we're on the front end of the hiring, and other districts are following behind. So next year, I anticipate it will be even better because we won't have a realignment process that we're trying to work our way through. So our team has worked really hard and have been quite satisfied with the talent pool that we've been working our way through. So thank you to everybody who's been a part of that, including the board.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. GG, that the Octorara Board of School Directors accept the resignation of Miss Rebecca Lusby as an instructional assistant at the Octorara Primary Learning Center effective June 6, 2025. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. HH, that the Octorara Board of School Directors accept the resignation of Miss Casey Nagy as an Octorara Primary Learning Center instructional assistant in the Student Educational Co-op Program, effective June 6, 2025. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. II, that the Octorara Board of School Directors accept the resignation of Mr. J. Lusby as a Region 3 Board Director. Need a motion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. We'll move on to the Policy Committee report. Ms. Metzler.
Thank you. Policy Committee met here in this room prior to this meeting. We began with Policy 317 on the conduct and disciplinary procedures. That included an added emphasis on employees that would be obstructing school function. It had an update also from law enforcement as they improve their communication with school districts as they have updates in their arrest logs and things like that. Policy 317.1 was educator misconduct, just some slight updates to terminology to comply with Title IX. There's Policy 320, the freedom of speech by employees, which includes a change in the title, which was freedom of speech in non-school settings, and now it will be freedom of speech by employees. That acknowledges the freedom of the rights of school employees and indicates when such speech may impact a likely disruption and states that decisions must consult a solicitor. The final one it recommended to review was 718, which was service animals in schools. Just some added ways that the school can either approve or ask questions or not ask certain things when it relates to having service animals in schools. So that's the first reading of those. We reviewed our school policies according to just a cyclical review, going back to the oldest state update, moving our way through all of our policies. The first one was our comprehensive planning. Next was 102 on academic standards. We did have some discussion on that one, and Dr. Flojo said she might look into getting back to us about how that works, if there's state standards updated and what that might look like as we look to bring some of that before the board possibly. But nothing that we would change on the policy as it is, just procedurally. And finally, we looked at Policy 105, curriculum. Nothing further to review with those.
Thank you. Moving on to the Finance Committee report. Finance Committee met earlier this evening in this room. Covered, we got an update on the April 2025 financial results, typical, our monthly comparison this year to last year. Things look like they're on track. Some numbers are up, some are down, but in general, things are trending as expected. As Mr. Domwitz noted earlier, no real update on the budget. It is advertised, working through some final details. It'll be on the agenda for a June approval. We got an update on the YMCA lease agreement. Right now, it's a 5-year agreement, approximately $74,000 a year to start, 3% increase each January. That's going to be on the board agenda for approval in June. There is language within the contract regarding potential changes to that building based on our realignment and ultimate decision made on that building, so that language is in there. Next, we did a review or a Ed Insight renewal. Right now, we're looking at a 1-year renewal, looking into the capabilities of the program. That 1-year renewal is approximately $34,000. We moved on to asset services report. Basically, reviewed all the assets of the district. Over 5,000 items were included in that asset list. And it was noted not every single chair was in that list, but chairs in particular were noted as one item. But over 5,000 items were on the list for an approximate value of $5.3 million. Moved on to the Physics Fight Club support. 2 students are eligible for the Fight Club this year. Obviously, there's a cost to that for those 2 students to travel. We had a discussion on board funding of their travel costs. Right now, a proposal that's on the table is 75% of that cost, up to $3,000. The students need to complete an application and then follow up with a presentation as part of that application. This year, we're going to look at, excuse me, start with the Fight Club, but obviously investigate some other clubs that would be available for that kind of funding. Discussion was made on the potential for the Education Foundation to get involved, and another recommendation was made that it be geared toward education-based activities. Finally, we got a grant update. We currently received, or just received, a $350,000 grant for our solar project. We also received a $9,500 grant on our outdoor classroom space, and that would be on top of the approximately $10,000 that the students themselves have already raised. Going back to the solar grant, there was some discussion in different activities up there in Harrisburg, how those energy credits were going to be, the timeframes for when you'll be eligible for that. Right now, our best understanding, we are eligible for those energy credits, given the timeframes of our project, and those rebates seem like they will be coming our way, so that's good news. And that was pretty much it on the Finance Committee report. Any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on. CCIU Board Rep report. Mr.
We
Norris.
have not met since I last reported. The meeting is Wednesday night, which I will not be able to attend because I'll be at the senior awards night. Yeah.
Thank you. Moving on, old business, review of communities in schools. Dr. Lever.
Yeah, so last year, or the beginning of the year when we were considering communities and schools, we opted to do this, and the board said at that time they wanted to review this at the end of the year. We'll have we hired a second person that is currently working. We had identified the high school and the intermediate school, and so the second person was embedded at the intermediate school, but we will move them with the fifth and sixth grade to the middle school. So they're there, and they'll move with the kids and be in the middle school for next year. For the June meeting, we're going to have both of them come so that you can meet them, and they will talk a little bit about the work that they've done and that they've engaged in. We still have some grant money. The cost to the district for the two, I believe, is below $50,000 next year. Is that correct? I don't want to misspeak. So we'll be having them review in a little more detail with you in the June meeting, so we can consider whether we want to continue their work.
You good? Good.
Yes, sorry.
Moving on to new business. Item A, there is the board seat vacancy process.
Deja vu all over again. I did reach Donna Doherty, and she is willing to consider coming on early prior to the election if the board chooses to do that. The process that we used with Mr. Hoffman was to invite Mr. Hoffman to come to a meeting with the intention of having an interview and then a board vote to put Mr. Hoffman on the board. And my suggestion is that we consider the same thing for Ms. Doherty, but wanted to open it to discussion.
I'm all for doing the exact same way.
I'm fine with
I mean, it worked. Guess we'll find out if it worked.
I think it makes sense to follow that, and if we get the wheels in motion quickly, we can have back to 9 members for June, and as we enter our superintendent search and all the activities for the end of the year, it'd be nice to get back to a full board. So I would recommend that also.
Yeah, so we would follow the same process, and we would try to get her sworn in. If the board made that appointment by vote, we set an action item in that meeting, and then we have her sworn in, and maybe she won't have to go to Quarryville, maybe, and then we could have the full board again for next month. Joan, did you have something?
No, that sounds good. I think following the same process makes sense.
Okay, we'll do that for the June agendas. Next, board committee meetings and timing.
Sorry. So in an effort to make our meetings more accessible, efficient, and aligned, we are proposing to adjust the Ed Committee schedule for 25-26. We'd like to hold it along with our Policy Committee meeting from 6 to 6:30. This change streamlines our calendar, reduces evening commitments, and allows for a stronger alignment between educational and policy discussions. We'd like to use our time optimally and increase transparency, engagement, and accountability in how we deliver updates and decisions about student learning. Some flexibility in this. We are not anticipating any large projects next year regarding curriculum. Next year is going to strongly focus on implementing all the programs we have already, our new science program, math grades 1 through 5. We would also be a second year with our CKLA K through 8. So we're looking to strengthen things that we already have in place. There's a proposed schedule there where we would have focus areas on our new curriculum platform, which will be up and running this summer. Our data from our maps, student presentations, student activities, et cetera. Important things like PSSAs, keystones would be presented at our board meetings, and anything that needed a public discussion would also be included during our work sessions or during our board meetings as presentations or as discussion items. And I'm sorry for the font.
Thank you. I
There-
think,
There's also, I wanted to add that if there were something big or something important or something new, we would hold an evening meeting and invite parents if we needed to do that.
It's just a question of whether the board wants to consider that as a change or not. It doesn't, we don't, it's what the board would like.
Okay, can I be the get off my lawn old guy if you allow me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, has the other guy ever come?
Yeah, no, the other guy has never come. Yeah, I was part of the group that we started the education committee. It was Lisa Bowman's suggestion to Dr. Newcomb, and it was set up to be on a separate night that was completely devoted to nothing but the exchange of ideas between the board and administration in a very a less formal setting than what we see here sometimes, and it was a free exchange. Administrators talking openly, excitedly about new things, and we didn't have any. There was no lack of having a difficult time filling up. We were always out at 8 o'clock. It was a 2-hour meeting, 6 to 8. I think as the Board of Education, we should commit ourselves to that. Like, I don't know, I wasn't asked, I mean, I'm not on the Education Committee presently now, but was there anybody on the board asked whether they mind the third night? No. I just think it's something I just don't think we can just willy-nilly just say, we're just gonna do this to a half an hour. I think if we're really honest with each other, its primarily focus is probably to keep the administration home another night. And that's fine, I'm fine with that. But I think that's probably that's easier than some of the fluff that's in here to explain, because I could easily, discredit just about everything in there if I had more time to prepare. I just think we really need to consider the optics of that and the condensing of that. Primary focus of our job is to be the Board of Education, and I know the times I do get to come to a meeting, they're still the same meetings where, Joe Allen, for instance, or whatever, comes up with, ideas, and, and you can ask, in a setting like that, you can ask questions, and that might be, considered, silly questions or not understanding, and you can get an answer. I don't know, I think we should consider it a little more carefully than just, this is what we're gonna do. That's just my opinion.
I appreciate you saying that, Brian. I wondered, we have not lacked for content for the 2 hours of all the months I've been here, so it does seem like a big change to go from those full 2 hours down to half an hour. The way I can give it a chance to see how it goes is meaning if a lot more of it is brought into our regular meetings. But I just would be okay with it in the hopes that we're not losing that content, because to be honest, until our outcomes are really improved, I don't know that we, get to have another night off, until we see some of the improvements in student achievement that we need to see. So as long as it's not, lacking in any of that content or that opportunity, like you said, it is so valuable to me to hear from the staff that have come and taken the time to give presentations. I value that so greatly. I value their time. I value that opportunity to hear from them in that exchange of ideas. Like you said, I don't want to give that up, but I could say yes to it if it just means it's brought before potentially more people or made more public or accessible to parents. I'm willing to give that a chance.
Any other comments, suggestions? I think we can have future discussion on that.
Mhm.
This proposal would be starting next school year, so it's not like we gotta decide right now.
Yeah, it would be when we form the new calendar. And it's not that you couldn't change it in the middle of the year, there's a process. There's a process for how we do that, so, just a thought, trying to pay attention to board health, as well.
Thank you. All right, other items and announcements? Any? Okay, we'll move on to visitors' comments in general. Please state your name and municipality.
Jim Lance, Highland Township. Thank you, board members, for your time and commitment that you do. Appreciate it. Mr. Martinars, thank you for that comment about adding the amount in for that one issue. And my question is on the first page where it says Treasurer's Report, number 8. Could I get that figure from you again? I missed that. And question why it wouldn't be in the report. Is that something you could easily put in the report?
My answer, well, the number was $2,374,000.
2,374,000.
$84.03.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah, no, we'll take it under advisement. We released the agenda to the board early in the week, and bills are getting paid. So that number is probably growing right up until the moment we walk in here, is my guess.
I realize it's probably a little extra work for you, but
Well,
it helps in the transparency issue.
Yeah.
It causes questions, why it isn't in here.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. No others? Okay, we'll move on to administrator comments or announcements.
I want to thank our HR team, who are superstars, and our administrative team for setting up the interviews, going through the hiring process, and having a very successful hiring season. Everyone gave extra time and attention to filling our positions, and it was a really smooth and effective process. So again, thank you, Joanne and Nicole and our administrative team.
And there still are a few more to come.
Yeah. You mentioned the outdoor classroom. I've heard a lot of people sound pretty excited about it, and the prospect of being able to learn outside. But how do you envision that space being used? Would teachers sign it out, or how would we be able to use that?
That space has lots of opportunity. Right now, it's teachers just come out. I think if the demand got so great and teachers were struggling, because we've got it's going to be well over 1,000 students that are competing for that space, because it's really located between the middle school and high school. During the day, it's teachers that are going just seeking to get out into another atmosphere. We envision when the project is done, and I have no idea how many years that will take, because it takes money, but we envision there being lighted walkways and trees. We envision it as a place where evening events could be held. This coming week, they're doing the Pops concert, and weather permitting, they're moving the Pops concert outside to where graduation takes place. And that courtyard could be a place for things like that as well. So we see it not only as something that can be used during the school day, but we think will be an area attractive enough. We've mentioned earlier the a proposal for a $22,000 really cool handrail. We have no idea how we'll pay for that. And so we know that our students continue to raise money, and we continue to go to vendors and people who support the school to see if we can bring that to fruition. So great question.
Okay, oh yeah, okay. And then I just wanted to mention, while you're considering the physics fight team, they've been working really hard every single day after school.
Yeah.
One of my friends, or two of my friends, are doing that, and just like, no, they're working really hard on these problems. They're very excited about the trip. And then, like you mentioned, the Pops concert is this Thursday, probably going to be inside the auditorium. And then this Friday, the student council is doing a day of service in Acklen and Christiana. In Christiana, I think we're cleaning up a building, just moving stuff out. And in Acklen, I know they're mulching a garden and I think painting an indoor space. So
I live in Ackland. If you have some free time, you can come down and mulch.
Except he's the angry guy that'll tell you to get off his lawn.
Yeah, don't step on his lawn.
Well, you know that I'm sorry. I just have to interject. If you take a look up at our mission statement, one of the things that we would like to see in our students is community investment, community involvement, giving back to the community. I would like to see not only a few student groups do this, but I envision an Act 80 day, which is our half days, where our students are out in the community doing this. For instance, in the fall, doing cleanup and helping, in places and with the elderly. So really would love to see this facet of our mission grow, where the community sees our kids as really investing in the community and contributing to it. So thank you for spotlighting those.
I'd like to thank Mrs. Kara Wadsworth and the OES Chorus for a wonderful concert last Thursday night. Our students sang to a packed auditorium, and it truly was joyful to watch them. It was a real treat. I'd also like to share that on June 5th, the elementary school will be celebrating an Ode to OES, during which time we will be dedicating items from the last two classes to attend the Octorara Elementary School and from their teachers to place in time capsules and buried on the OES property. We'd like to invite the board and any district office administrators who would like to attend. The dedication will take place beginning at approximately 11:30 in the elementary school cafeteria. Thank you.
Thank you for mentioning the Pops concert. So they already think it's going to be inside? Yeah, the weather's really not cooperating in the middle of the week. But we said that about OA Best as well. We will be cooking hot dogs, and there will be, I think it's the Tri-M group that's going to be selling some drinks as a fundraiser. The vision was to move the Pops outside and to have it be more of a carnival event. So we thought the idea of cooking some hot dogs and just having those as people come in would be a fun idea. So I encourage you to come on Thursday night. Saturday was OA Best. OA Best is, if you don't know, it was originally designed to be a spotlight or an event where our CTE programs could be on display, and that also takes place, but there's also a lot of community vendors who come. I was able to purchase some pottery from our art department. They had some pottery that they were selling for a charity. They were raising money for a charity, empty bowls. And I was able to purchase a couple of other things from local vendors, some sourdough bread. It was amazing. And it just was a really nice event. We made the decision to shift it inside, and that was probably a wise decision because it poured for all of the time that the vendors were setting everything up. So it would have been a mess for them. But the day really was nice after everything was set up, and so we had lots of outdoor activities, and I don't have any sense of how many people were there, but it was well attended and a really great community event that Mr. Patika and the CTE program put in place. We also have had tremendous success from our track and field athletes, and I'll just spotlight some of them because We have 4 that are traveling to the state meet here in the coming days. The boys at the district meet finished 8 out of 51. I don't know if our community understands that our boys track program in particular has been quite a powerhouse. They have not lost a meet in 4 years, so the senior boys have won every meet that they've been a part of, outside of like a district meet. The girls did well as well, placing 34th out of 50 at the district competition. Maggie Halub was 5th in the 800 meter, and she will advance to states. Our 4x800 team, which is Abby Toole, Maya Trotty, Sarah Lynn Smucker, and Maggie Halub, placed 8th at the district meet. Sebastian Hess was 2nd in the discus, and Vincent Thaler was 2nd in the 300 hurdles and 5th in the 110 hurdles. Cody Lusby was also 6th in the 3200. And it is Maggie, Sebastian, and Vincent that will compete in the state meet in the coming days. So congratulations to our track athletes. The program has really grown, and our kids have experienced a lot of success. And as somebody was telling me this weekend, there was a day when Octorara track was quite dominant for a number of years. And so congratulations to our team for their success. And well wishes to Maggie, Sebastian, and Vincent as they head to the state meet.
Dr. Lever, I just want to add, one of our students was an entrepreneur at OA Best, started her own business. She sells through Instagram and Facebook. It's called Gloss & Go. It's on Monty, Washington, so it's very proud of her.
She was right across from me. I didn't realize that was a former student. Yeah, I know that Dr. Proper was there because he's under strict orders to come home with more of the lip gloss every year. So yes, we had lots of students in programs that were selling interesting things. In fact, I hope my son-in-law is not watching this. He's opened a surfboard company in Hawaii, and I think I'm going to have one of our students make his surfboard company sign. So students didn't know they were going to get contracted for work. But there's a freshman I need to seek out. So congratulations to our kids.
Thank you. Any board comments? One item I'd like to put out there for discussion next month, when we're back to our full group of 9, since we have had some resignations, we can look at our committee. Who's on what committees again? Some of those are dwindled down to 1. So we can look at those again. I'll announce the following meetings. Executive session for personnel, Monday, May 19, 2025, 5 p.m. in the middle school hub. Policy and Finance Committee meetings, Monday, May 19, 2025, 6 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. There will be an executive session for personnel, Monday, May 19, 2025, after the regular meeting in room 102 at the middle school.
And legal.
Personnel and legal. Facility Committee meeting, Monday, June 9, 2025, 6 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. Next regularly scheduled work session, Monday, June 9, 2025, 7 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. Policy and Finance Committee meetings, Monday, June 16, 2025, 6 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. Next regularly scheduled board meeting, Monday, June 16, 2025, 7 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. And with that, we need a motion to adjourn. Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.